We're off for a walk around Darling Harbour and Cockle Bay. Let's see how we get on. Okay, we're just going to turn left out to the left and walk on King Street and then turn left down to the harbour. This is the cafe next door. Turn left into King Street and down towards Sussex Street. A couple of cafes and apartment blocks on the left. And the entrance into our garages. Down into Darling Harbour. On my right that goes down to the waterfront, and on the left is the cycle come pedestrian track, which is the way we'll go. On the right is the Sydney Aquarium, which you'll be seeing later, but not inside. This is our first real view across the harbour. The Piermont Bridge, which used to be a traffic bridge many years ago, but is now pedestrian. And I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but there's a sort of girder across it, which is the monorail. In the foreground, Sydney Aquarium. This is one of the bars we like to come to. They do $10 steaks on one night and schnitzels for $13 on another night, and that sort of thing. This is one of the monorail stations. The monorail is going to be taken down next summer. It's been fairly unsuccessful, mainly because it doesn't go anywhere where anybody wants to go. And now we're going to cross the Piermont Bridge. Margaret likes to walk in this bit of shadow to keep the sun off. She won't be able to do that next year when the rail is gone. This side is Darling Harbour, with the aquarium, sea life, wildlife, Madame Tussauds and all that sort of stuff. And lots of the harbour cruises go from here too. This is Cockle Bay side, on the south side. And again, you can see that the whole thing is full of restaurants, cinemas, boats, hotels, etc. And of course the yellow duck. There isn't much going on at the moment, as it's only 10:30 in the morning. We're now looking north towards the Sydney Harbour itself, across Darling Harbour. You can probably just see a white spot in the distance, which is one of the cruise ships in Barangaroo, and on our left is the Maritime Museum with a submarine and a sort of frigate-y thing, and some historic ships as well. Turning round to the right now, you can see across to the high rise of the CBD. The Piermont Bridge swings over, and this is the control tower for it. It's a dear little Victorian building, which, if you remember my pictures from last year, I went up and had a chat with the guy who drives the bridge. So it pivots in the middle, leaving the monorail intact, so that tall boats can enter Cockle Bay. My goodness, it's windy today. This is overlooking down the Piermont side of Cockle Bay, and it is just best of restaurants, bars, shops, and that sort of thing. Another view over the Maritime Museum. So we're now across into Piermont, and this area is very pleasant to walk in. You can walk and sit right up at the edge of the harbour. It's a nice little park at the end, and lots of restaurants, and then you can walk through to Ultimo, which is the next sort of bit across, which is again got, it's a very nice walk. And now we're going to descend into the shopping centre. You've all seen a shopping centre before. They have shops and clothes and restaurants and all that sort of stuff. Yep, it's a shopping centre. This is where you can have a go on the Boeing 737 NG flight simulator. Have I had a go? No. In the basement there is a huge food court, in case you can't find a restaurant that you like yourself. There are dozens of these food courts all over Sydney. Nearly every shopping development has one. And finally we pop out into the sunshine again in Cockle Bay. And the duck. Now we've walked back underneath the Piermont Bridge, so we're in Darling Harbour, and this is where all the cruise boats around the harbour go from. And this is sea life ahead, so I might just pop in and get a newspaper as they're free. As well as sea life, there is, which we have been to when we first came here, there is all the wild animals in wildlife, including crocodiles that will eat you for a few dollars, and koalas that will sit on your neck and do a poo for a few dollars. And then there's Madame Tussauds, which is absolutely full of people you've never ever heard of, including Kylie Minogue. That will be 10 kilometres an hour then. And then this whole area up here is yet another series of bars and restaurants, and it then goes into the bit which is called Barangaroo, which is currently being massively redeveloped. It's used currently as one of the cruise ship terminals. I don't know whether it will be in the future. And to walk, if you walk straight up there and didn't stop, I suppose you'd be underneath the Harbour Bridge in about a quarter of an hour, roughly. It's a very nice walk, and there's a very nice area to sit up there and look out over the harbour. In fact, almost anywhere you go, there's really nice areas to go and sit. So now we're leaving Darling Harbour, and we're walking back up into the bottom of King Street. The octagonal tower you can see between the poles here is quite a way up King Street, almost in the plumb centre of the CBD. And that's the end of the tour. Well, as you can see, the Darling Harbour and Cockle Bay are very close and convenient for us. There's a lot of low-level stuff that you can do there, and it's a very pleasant environment to live near and to be able to wander around whenever you want.